Hello there. Welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne and I am so happy that you are here with me for day 4 of our Valentine, 16 days of Art Studio Valentine Love. Please like, comment, subscribe, or share this video if you're having a good time. And here we are for day 4. Take that and put it back. You know what we're doing? We are doing dangles and tassels, sorry. Vocabulary, it's such a fun thing. So we have here some charms and some little music tags and this beautiful gold and red tassel. And I was thinking that the tassel makes an excellent gift all by itself. It can hang from a drawer or the corner of a mirror or on somebody's desk at work. And it'll just, you could maybe write in between the lines of music that this person is your lovely friend or your sweetheart and what you like about them, something like that. Or you could make a card. All right, let's take these things away. And let's show you what I mean. So the first thing we'll do is get some just standard envelopes. And let's save the dangles until part 2. And then you get a piece of cardstock. And we can just fold it in half. And then take our scissors and cut right under the edge of the fold. And these envelopes are made in the States to perfectly be 1/4 of the size of our standard letter paper. And so this is 8.5 by 11 paper, and the card you make with half of the sheet is more or less 5.5 by 4.25. And it will fit beautifully in these envelopes, which I got at Staples. Now, I'm just guessing that if you live in a country that uses the metric system, that the same thing applies. You'll be able to go out and buy cardstock in a standard size and find quarter-sized envelopes that will fit. I'm hoping that's true, because otherwise you have to measure, and I don't know what your envelope situation is, so I don't know how to tell you to measure. But anyway, this is the gist. You make a card, and because it's me doing the telling, we're going to make, this is origami paper. We're going to do a paper cut, but I wanted to show you something first. I Googled yesterday love song sheet music print out, and I should write that down so that I know to put that in the description. Love song sheet music printout. And there were gazillions of, that's a very big number, of printables that are free. They're old enough. This music says that it was printed in 1929, which is the year my mother was born. And apparently it's also the year that Martin Luther King was born and Anne Frank. I never knew that. They were all the same age. My mom would be 90 this year if she was still with us. It's amazing. Anyway, stop. So I found two different pieces. One was a bundle of old love letters. And listen, the reason that I specifically was looking for love song music was that I remember when we made the energy paper and we put our own words in here. Well, the energy of a love song is different than if you get any old piece of music. Here's the other song I got, Love's Old Sweet Song. If you use any old music, you could be using march music that people were, composed to be patriotic so that their country would win at a war. And that would be very weird energy to put into a love letter. So I thought we would specifically go out and try to find some love songs. Out of the dreams that rose in happy throng, lo, to our hearts love sang an old sweet song. Yeah. So I printed this on regular paper, and then it occurred to me later I could have printed this on cardstock, and that would have been even more fun. So there we are. So what I'm thinking of doing with the music, I think I'm going to use the side that just has the music part and it doesn't have the, let's get that out of the way. And this is what I've been doing, and it is working pretty well. I tear it, but I use, this is really long. Keep bumping into it. But I'm using the ruler to do the tearing. Is this going to be wide enough? Well, that's interesting. I guess I could make a vertical card. That would be all right. So then I'd want it to be about that tall. I mean, that wide. And I think I'm going to have just the music part and not the title part. So I want it to come in from the edge. Yeah, that would be good. Give you little lines to follow the lines of the music. Okay. Save that for something else, maybe. So there's my card, and it opens like that. And there's my love song music. And now, if I did a round, if I did 1/4 of the paper, that would be okay. All right. Actually, I'll make it just a little bit wider. Do I want to do that? Yes, I do. So now that's the edge. I don't want to make creases on the rest of the paper. I don't have to. Save it for whatever other shape I might want. Okay, so here's a square of paper. Won't matter exactly because I think I'm going to cut a circle. Okay, so I folded the paper in half again, and then I'm going to do some more folds, but I'll fold the front to the front. Come on. And flip it over and fold the back to the back. Oh, I think I'll do one more fold. Ooh, I forgot that we're coming in here. No, I think we're still all right. I get confused. So interesting. This amazing learning process of talking for you to tell you what I'm doing. And having my right and left brain hemispheres duke it out as to who gets to know the most information. Alrighty. So that more or less, wait a minute, let's clean up a bit here so we don't fling things off the table. These in the picture too, so you have lots of pretty things to look at. I had fun last night making all different kinds of tassels. All right, down to business. This will be interesting. It's funny, sometimes I want to make shapes that are the shapes I know look really pretty in a paper cut. And sometimes I get completely bored of everything I've been doing. Let's see if we can get a heart in here, because it's Valentine paper cut. Oh, I don't think we quite pulled that off. Can you see that's a pretty sharp corner up there? Pretty sharp. Right outside my window, this Papa Cardinal, who's been with us since the spring, since the early spring of last year. And Papa is still, I read on the internet that they're defending their nest, of course. And there was a specific term for shadow warrior or shadow invader or something. It was kind of interesting. So apparently it's very common for Papa Cardinals to come bashing into windows. He keeps flinging himself at the window. I keep thinking the poor dearie is going to hurt himself, but he's back all the time. The other day he was right in the window. I'm sitting right here. I'm not that far. My desk isn't that far away from the window, and I guess he didn't see me. I mean, the light's on and everything. I don't really understand. Anyway, keep hearing him thump away at the windows. So I'm making a little card here, and then I want to make a little tassel. Just a little tassel, not these big ones that I made last night. I'm trying so hard to make sure that I have a couple days grace in case the downloading or the uploading or the setting up all the SEO words and tags and titles and la 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 that you have to do for a video. I want to make sure that I'm not trying to do this at 7 o'clock in the morning so it can come out at... How does that look to you? Well, you know what? I think this is okay. It seems like my eye has a little bit of a hard time seeing the paper cut. But I guess it's all right. And I think what I will do... Here's this smaller piece. So I will take... thinking about folding the cardstock, and then I thought I don't want to. So I'm going to take the exact same size of a piece of scrap paper and fold this in half, cut out my heart. Let's use a big pair. Good. You want to use the same red as the card. I feel like I should have tip of my tongue coming out of the corner of my mouth to show that I'm focusing, because I can't talk and do this at the same time. Ta-da! Okay, how shall we glue you down? Just to be clear, yeah, I like that side better. This is too distracting, I think. And there's a repeat bar down here, but it somehow is less. So I was right. I want this side of the paper. There we go. I think I will use my little glue tip bottle for this, just because it's nice. To go all the way around. I listen to my videos after I make them to make sure I haven't made any huge gaffes. Every once in a while I will say, yeah, we have to remake that one. Most of the time I figure you can handle me sounding slightly silly or deranged. Okay, I don't think I have to glue the middle because that's going to be held down by the heart itself. Anyway, I listen to myself and I'll talk along, and then there'll be this long pause while I shift from right brain to left brain. so silly. All right, we can put you away. And we will get out Mistress Fabri-Tac. And there we go. Now, you know what would look cute is to put on two little tiny tassels. Make them for right here. So this is the plan that I used last night, and I've used it before. Get an old Kleenex box that has one of these, you know, plastic liners so you don't take out half the box of Kleenex at a time. And I put strands of spools, come out, of threads into here. And what this does is keep them from all jumping out. I don't know if you would be able to see this, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, it is. I think it's right here. The little cut where you can put the thread in. Yeah, it is right there. So sometimes when you're unrolling, the thread will kind of catch on that thing, and then it makes a big mess out of everything. So I think I would like to use one gold thread, one red thread, and I'm going to use this kind of gold thread too. It's a little bit different way that it picks up the light. I think I'm also going to use this rayon thread. All right, so I've got two reds and two golds. That should give me a pretty terrific little. Okay, so for the end of this thread, and you can't see the box. And if this thread, the end of the rayon thread, and the end of the cotton-colored polyester thread. All right, so now I have all four of those together. And now I need a little piece of cardstock, and I was sort of not thinking. So I need a piece of cardstock that's that long, or anything that's kind of heavy. And actually, this would make a pretty good shape. All right, let's try this. So I'm going to leave a little extra to dangle. I can always, you know, I'll trim the tassel at the end. Is it going to be short? No, I think that's going to be all right. All right, that's 2. Big noise. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Why don't we go to 20? I can take I'm going to clip the end. off. So that'll make a little, I think I'll just glue these on so I don't have to really take care of the bottom. So then the trick of tying them off, oh, I hope I can do this for you. I've done this for years, and in all honesty, it is a little confusing. All right, so we want this to hang down extra low so that I know these are the 4 strands I'm going to need to pull in a minute. And then, let's see if I can do this right in front of you. This needs to have a loop that comes up way above so that I'm really clear where I'm, where that particular loop is, because I'm going to need to thread something through it in a minute. And then we will pinch off. And then we wrap. So I do a couple of wraps right at the same place, so the wrap itself kind of makes a knot out of the threads. It won't let it move. So I kind of go up and down and then back up. The direction we need to go in is up. Sorry, keeping all of this straight. And you can't really see there. See what I'm doing now? I keep getting tangled here. So we're now building the neck of the tassel. All right, don't be tangly down there. Why is that there? Must have caught it. We did. We caught it. See, sorry. See how that is making that little neck right there? Oops. Okay, that's enough of a neck, I think. Now, we're going to cut off this thread. I'm going to give myself a bit of length. I'm going to take these strands. I lost one of my red threads because I pulled the wrong way on it, but this will still work. So remember I said we were going to make a loop at the top and we needed to thread something through? Well, these are the strings, threads we need to you know how you always look like a dork the most when you don't want to? Okay, so we pull those through, and then remember how we kept one of these sets of strands down at the bottom really long so I'd know which one it was? Oops. Oh, it's not that one. Oh. Okay, now as I pull, I'm going to be pulling this loop down. Oh dear. And of course this time this isn't working. It's not hardly fair. Which is this gold thread, and why is it going straight up in the air? Ooh, maybe it fell out. We're gonna have to try this again. Oh no, I see what they are. Okay, so now I need to find that red thread. Something that's over here. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. Okay. Now cut that. If you have any concerns that this is all going to fall apart on you, you can put a little dab of glue, and Elmer's is fine. Elmer's will stick. Let's make sure I'm in the picture. Put a little dab of glue right there so that everything at the top kind of stays put. Now, in order to get it on the card, I'm also going to glue it, so that will make doubly sure that. Now we'll go that it'll stay put. Go through here, make sure we've got all these little lovely ends. And can you see this? So see how some of that's uneven? I'm going to go in and give it a haircut. That makes it all pretty even. Ta-da! Okay, now I hope the glues won't explode using different things, different glues together. I usually don't glue that. Usually I'm able to make sort of some sense out of this. So I'm going to put, hope you can see this, a bead of glue right along there, along the top. Is that, oh, sorry. Is that focusing? So I don't know if you can see the bead of glue. And then we can put our little tassel right there. And then you can open the card and write your little love sonnet to your sweetie. Okay, I'm going to make the other one of this and put it over there. But I'll do that off camera. I can show this to you tomorrow when it's done. This will be able to go into its envelope when it's dry and go through the mail just fine. That's not enough of a bump. We do want to be careful about not making our envelope too bumpy. But I think at this time of year, the post office is a little generous about letting us be crazy. Okay, let's clean up because I want to show you some dangles, which is another fun thing to put on our cards or make a card around. Wow, I can make a mess if I want to. Here is card number 1. And we'll put that box over there. And all these little bits and pieces find their way into the garbage. So this tassel was made in the exact same way as that little bitty one. I just used a larger piece of cardboard and did way more wrapping around, more than 20 rounds, and you know, big long neck to hold it. And I think that I will put some decorations on that one the way I did on this one. So this is sheet music, and I had little musical note charms, and then I had a charm of a heart with 2 little hands coming up. And this sheet music is, of course, the same sheet music I used for the Valentine card. This one is just ribbons, and I just folded them over at the top. But then I had fun with red seed beads. That was delicious. And this one, I also used a whole bunch of different kinds of ribbon. I've got polka dot. I've got some of these with little, what are these called? Eyelets or something off the top. I did strips of the music paper. I've got some white ribbon and some purple ribbon and some really skinny ribbon. So on the skinny ribbon, it was small enough to tie on That one says love. Here's another music charm. Here's a little charm. It's so cute. It says handmade, and it's a hand. And more music, and another one of the heart ones with hands. So that's another one that can be, and again, I wrapped the neck. I actually glued these papers on, and then I wrapped over the top with the glue. So this can be a gift, just like this. And I'll put a little loop on it, and somebody can hang it on a doorknob or something like that. Okay, so let's talk about dangles, which seem to me, where did I put it? Oh, here. To be kind of like a tassel, but you draw it. So, you know, Zentangles and doodling. It's a half 0.5 pen, nib pen. Hope it still has enough ink in it. So basically the idea is to draw a line, and while you're drawing down, to draw little shapes. So we could draw. You close enough? Can you see this? So this is a little line of Valentine hearts. Is going to be the end of my dangle. Let's draw a little shiny thing, and a little bead, and a micro bead, and a luscious heart down at the end. Of course, if you want to, it's just fine to color in your dangles. So we can do that all the way down. Let's look at what silver would look like. Oh, silver pen, where are you? Gracious, where is my silver pen? I thought I had like 4 silver pens in here. Goodness gracious me alive. Oh, come on. Today you're going to take away my silver pen. Look, I found it. Yay. I think I told you yesterday that I'm going to send some of these Valentines to people who are on my Christmas card list, which I kind of missed this Christmas. So I was kind of mentally going over my Christmas card list, and it's very fun to think about sending these to people that I often only connect with once a year. I want a bright red color. This a little purple. I don't know how that's going to come out on this brown craft paper. And let's do kind of a fuchsia pink. So you can do anything. You can do a line of flowers. Yeah, you can do anything. So I had an idea about, boy, I am making a huge mess today. Ugh. What if la la la. Let's see if this will fit on another. It will fit. That's pretty fun. All right, I think I will make, put all my pens back. What about the 0.3? Let's try that one. Actually, let's glue this down. Oops. Didn't realize that took so long to dry. See this? Keep pretty things in view. Have going through my mind the person who's going to get this. I feel like I'm doing this faster than I want. Now somehow I have to fit in Valentine's. Valentines. 10 letters where 5 letters are. I could do Valentines, but that would look silly. Or I'm just writing day first to make it very clear to my eye how much space we have here. All right, are you ready? Oh my gosh, 9 more letters to go. It's like joining a pig catching contest or something. Okay, there's the first 5 letters. T can be pretty short, pretty narrow, even though I kind of like to put that bottom. Valentines, so everything else is short, except the I, but I can play with that. C. E. Ooh, even have lots of room for the apostrophe. Ta-da! Life's little challenges. All right, I may put some more colors on this, but I'm sure you've watched me draw letters long enough. And let's just celebrate ourselves for being creative and getting ourselves out of pickles. That's a great blessing. May you get yourself out of whatever pickles might come up in the next, how many days have we got left? This is day 4. We've got 12 more days. So, well, just in general, may you be adept at getting yourself out of artistic pickles or any other kind of crunchy places in your life. All right, my sweeties, we will get together again tomorrow, same time, same place. And I have something else. I remembered earlier what it was. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And you know what? It involves glitter. So just to whet your appetite a little bit. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.